GPT takes one step closer to replacing us all. Gronk AI is still trying to catch up, and we have some awesome updates from YouTube and Instagram, and TikTok now has a cellmate in being banned across the globe. DeepSeek. This is the Act 18 show. Now, first up, we have OpenAI dropping a new model for us inside of GPT, only for the pro users. So if you're paying $200 a month, you could use this. The rest of us, I guess, will wait for a couple of months. And essentially what this new thing can do is go out to the live internet, do research for you. It's going to take anywhere from 10 to up to 30 or 40 minutes, and then come back and give you this nice report. And so I jokingly say, like, this is completely replacing us, because 2 weeks ago we had a update where OpenAI can actually take over a browser. So we are now at the point where OpenAI can, with a couple of prompts, go do a bunch of research, collect a bunch of live information from websites. We'll get to that problem in a moment. And then it can take all that research, and then you can tell it to go do something like, hey, go research the top influencers on X and Instagram for fill in the blank niche. Give me a report of their top performing posts. Now write me some posts like that. Oh, and then just go post them on my social profiles. Hey, also open up Canva, learn how to use it, and make me some cool graphics. Okay, awesome. Social media manager, done, right? Now, obviously, I'm being a little hyperbolic there. GPT is going to make a lot of mistakes, right? You wouldn't just want to automate it, right? But it is pretty cool to see that now that GPT has completely scraped the internet and used all of our hard work to train its model, you can now turn around and not only use the model, but you can also have the model go and borrow other people's content and research, and then use it in your own reporting. Now, I am being facetious because that's what most people do anyway when it comes to research. So it's not like they're getting information that isn't publicly available. At the same time, though, I doubt most sites want GPT crawling them looking for information. And I use the word crawl because technically you're not supposed to be able to do that. So I'm not sure how GPT got around it. But here is just a final summary of one of the examples they showed in their demo.
Together, its full analysis. It took us 11 minutes, and in that process, it looked at 29 different sites really in depth. And as you can see live on this live stream, it gave us a perfectly formatted report. Here you can see the mobile market analysis for mobile adoption and language learning. We got a nice introduction, our different adoption trends, everything put together in a really great report style where you can see mobile penetration over time and a ton of different data. And as you go down, you can see it not only has information over here.
And so as you can see, what you're seeing right now, I'll go ahead and just mute this and keep playing, is it's gone out, it's gone to live websites, and something that was missing in the past was sourcing, right? Because GPT and all the AI models I played with, they just like to make stuff up. They don't want to be wrong. And so as you can see here, it actually lists out all of the sites that it's found the actual data from. And so you can go verify that, which of course you should. And this is actually really cool. I think it's going to save people a lot of time. I know for me personally, I'm just thinking of our customer avatar analysis process where we're not just using a GPT database anymore, where we could actually go to a live forum or live Reddit subreddit and actually begin to learn about what customers' problems are. But I will say, I think we're going to fast approach some version of the future where sites are going to say, hey, you're not allowed to use AI to crawl our website. So if you have any crazy ideas that you want to test with this, I think you can still pay month to month with GPT. I would ask GPT to make a list for you and then pay for 1 month and then go through and do this, because I think that we are going to have this nice little window where we have technology that's come out before websites figure out how to block this. Because I know as a content creator myself, or even like CNN.com or FoxNews.com or EpochTimes.com, you do a lot of work and you pay reporters to do reporting, right? Because pay reporters to do reporting. You pay so that you can sell advertising, right? What is this doing? This is just killing the advertising model, right? Which is how, 60 or 70% of the internet runs in the first place. So all that to say, I think this is really awesome. This is kind of showing how much AI can already do. Of course, it's just going to start killing software as a services left and right. Don't worry, I'm still going to try and build my dream one. But if you do have any sort of use cases for this, I would definitely, and it's important to you, I would definitely try it now, because websites are going to figure out how to stop this. And because no one who makes content wants AI crawling their site and then regurgitating it inside of GPT and not getting their ad dollars or having a chance to show whatever it is that they want to sell. And so that does it for OpenAI and their updates. Now, speaking of AI, we have Gronk. Now, Gronk has come out with a cool new feature that almost worked, but we'll get to processing power, and you'll see why this isn't as exciting as I thought it was going to be. But inside of Gronk here, you'll see that there is a new little update that says you can give it custom instructions. I thought, okay, this is cool. So you click on these two little humans for some reason, and you can upload information that will be used across all of your chats. So essentially, it's trying to give you some fine-tuning of your version of Gronk without you having to get an API key and set up your own, application with your own database of information to pull from. The problem is you only have 1,100 characters. So in this example here, I was using our Act Rev 1 canvas. You can learn more about that in the link in the description. And I was just trying to copy some data about our customer. Like, this is our customer journey, right? So if I'm writing anything, I want to be able to have Gronk know what our customer journey is, so it can write copy that speaks to our customer, right? Awesome. But I paste that in, and you'll see here it gets cut off because we only have 1,100 characters. So this is a really cool feature if you just have some really short notes. But in terms of actually fine-tuning your own models and making sure that whatever AI you're using has enough context to give you the answer information that you need, Gronk is still a long way off. So as cool as this feature is, I think you're still stuck just attaching documents. The other limitation of Gronk, of course, it is cool that I don't... Being non-woke actually is a big deal. I mean, even when I'm not doing anything political, GPT kind of, leans one way, and I go, okay, fine, I'll go over to Gronk and force it to lean the other way. But all AI models can for the most part skew a little left or a little right, like when you ask them to. But Gronk just happens to be a lot less guardrails, especially when it comes to image generation. But the main issue here comes to computing power. You see, when we're talking about 720,000, whatever these graphic cards are, versus only 200,000, that's a big difference. And so while I do like the openness of Gronk and the transparency of being able to do more with it, I think in terms of the day-to-day, I still wind up gravitating towards GPT just because it winds up giving me better answers and it has a better memory. But this is actually the second take on this, so I will stop there. This is supposed to be just updates. Now, another quick update from X before we move on to YouTube and Insta, because Insta has an awesome one. Apparently now over on X, community posts are going to show up on your feeds and on your profile. So if you're engaging in a community, those replies and posts will show up on your public profile. And I think these first two sum it up. This first one of hub for a true persona, alt accounts linked. I don't know what he's talking about, but the first two, worst idea ever. Rule stays the same. Only members can post. I think that is the point of a community where the post should stay in it. But then again, my X strategy is very different than posting to communities. And something else that I found interesting scrolling down here is there are profiles that will, I guess, share the same thing across multiple communities. And now they're concerned about spamming. Although I think part of the overall issue is X is just looking for a way to increase engagement across the entire platform. And unless you have a ton of engagement on your platform already, communities actually take away from the bigger engagement. So all in all, I think this is actually going to be helpful for most people because you post once, and if you are engaging in communities, that can actually help build your profile. And after reading this comment about someone essentially saying, I don't like posting in communities because it doesn't give me engagement anywhere else, I think that's also going to incentivize more posting in communities because people know that it will contribute to their account's growth. Now, Instagram has a really cool update for us, and that is grids. So a part of their shift in strategy, long story short, grouping your stories together and sharing them or saving them across the top of your profile, that's going to go away. And now we're going to have grids. So when someone goes to your profile and they see all the pictures, you can actually choose the order, custom order, so it's not just whatever was latest posted, and you can post directly to the grid or your profile, which I think is fantastic because when I work with clients and content creators, 9.9 out of 10 times, Instagram is the very last platform to work on because it is so time consuming. It's so hard to grow, irrespective of what those cool Instagram ads tell you. And the content just does not last like a minute and you can't repurpose it. You see, something that is nice about X and LinkedIn is after you've posted for about 6 months, you can start reusing the same content. You just kind of spin it a different way, or on X, you literally just retweet yourself and you're done for the day. So on those platforms, there's actually an accumulation of content. Whereas on Instagram does not like you taking down a post and then redoing it like 6 months later. And Instagram does not like you posting the same thing over again. It is this like endless void that just wants content and it wants really good content. And so the reason that I'm going through this little rant is because you can now use Instagram as your humble brag business card. I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but look, Instagram thrives on flexing. Let's be honest. Like Instagram, most of the really popular content goes to, the guys or gals who are at like the top of the influence in terms of wealth or the way their body looks, or, fill in the blank with over the top or even subtle lifestyle flexing. And so what I really like about this is now you can take your pictures, you can take your time creating your Instagram account, and then instead of posting it and having everyone see it, you just post it directly to your grid, and it just sits there as a kind of credibility builder when a customer or audience member goes and says, "Oh, I wonder if they're on Instagram." And then there's also not really this pressure to continually post because you can just take your best of, put it at the top, which is what I plan to do, or maybe you have some photos. Like I have a bunch of photos. I've been embarrassed to post them because I haven't been in that country for maybe a year. But now if I can essentially do a little, hey, this is what I did, 9 months ago, and I can just put it on my grid and have it there as a static post, then it won't feel as weird as me like posting about going to Vietnam when it's been like 6 months, right? So hopefully that made sense. I do think this is an awesome thing because it allows us to essentially create Instagram content when we have time and let our profile just sit there and serve the main purpose for most business owners, and that is just a virtual business card, and people can go there, learn a little bit more about you, but it's not something where you're actively growing. It just kind of helps your content strategy as opposed to driving your content strategy. Now, YouTube is actually finally starting to roll out communities. So this is pretty much just like Discord for your YouTube channel. But for some inexplicable, strange reason, they're only doing it on mobile. I guess I'm just I guess I'm just one of those older millennials who wants to do everything on their computer. So I think it's cool that we're getting communities. We're going to get more engagement on our channels. This is all part of YouTube's long-term strategy of being like the hub of creators and influencers content online. And I think they can easily win that game versus some of the other platforms that are trying to do the same. But we need it on desktop. Now, also on the subject of YouTube, we have 4x playback speed and shorts downloads if you're a premium subscriber. So, yay. Now, let's wrap up with some bans. Now, the TikTok ban is still going on. Everybody under the sun wants to buy it. We've got Mark Cuban, we've got Kevin O'Leary, we've got Mr. Beast. Of course, we have Larry Page? Larry Page? No, Larry Page is Google. Ellison Page? Oh no, Larry Ellison, my gosh, from Oracle. And I think Microsoft are looking to team up and make an offer for TikTok as well. But unfortunately, on the trend of just banning an app because it's from a country we don't like, I asked GPT to look up what countries have banned DeepSeek, and it turns out that countries are starting to ban it as well. Now, I totally get this from the perspective of, hey, you're a government worker and we have concerns about this other country, so please don't put this app on your phone. Okay, cool, awesome. But for the rest of us, I think you have to allow your citizens to be silly, and you can put in guardrails to make sure data isn't misused, but the outright banning of anything, I just can't get on board with. So thank you so much for watching. Sincerely hope you enjoyed this episode. We are going to 2 a week. I am supposed to be shorter with these, but I'm looking at my recording. My raw recording time is around 29 minutes right now. I made a lot of mistakes. So I have some work to do in terms of shortening these up for you. But I sincerely hope you enjoy these shorter ones more often, and we have a lot of new awesome things coming in the pipeline. So hit that like button, subscribe for more, and until the next, keep building the business you love.